Today we're going to talk about poultry-cum-fish farming. This is a method where chickens and fish are raised together on the same farm, not in the same space of course, but in a way that they help each other grow. You might be wondering, is it easy to keep chickens and fish together? And what are the real benefits? In this video, I'll explain everything you need to know in simple terms. We'll go step by step, and by the end of it, you'll have a full understanding of how this system works and whether it's right for you. So, let's begin by understanding what poultry-cum-fish farming actually means. It's a system where you raise chickens in a poultry shed built near, or sometimes above, a fish pond. The main idea is to collect the chicken droppings and use them as organic fertilizer for the pond. These droppings are rich in nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. When they enter the water, they promote the growth of plankton, tiny plants and animals that live in the pond. These plankton become natural food for the fish. This way, the waste from the chickens is not wasted at all. It becomes food for the fish, which helps reduce the need for artificial feeds. And that's one of the first big advantages. It saves money. But the benefits don't stop there. This system also helps produce more food from the same land. You're raising two types of animals, poultry and fish, using one space. That's very efficient, especially for small farmers who don't have a lot of land to work with. This system is kinder to the environment. The chicken waste that might otherwise smell bad or attract flies becomes useful inside the pond. It is recycled instead of being dumped somewhere else. That means less pollution and a cleaner farm. It improves the soil and water over time. After a few months, the bottom mud of the pond gets rich with organic matter. When you drain or desilt the pond, you can spread that mud on crop fields. It works like compost, adding nutrients without buying chemical fertilizer. This system protects your income. If egg prices fall but fish prices rise, you still earn well because you have both. Diversifying like this lowers your risk. Farmers who rely on just one product worry when the market drops. You will have two markets working for you. Finally, the system uses resources efficiently. Water from the pond can irrigate nearby crops. Crops can shade the pond and keep the water cool. Everything is connected, and every part helps the others. Those are the main reasons farmers around the world are turning to poultry-cum-fish farming. Now let's get into the most important part: how to set up your own integrated chicken and fish farming system. I'll guide you step by step as if you're starting from scratch, even if you've never farmed before. Step 1 is choosing the right location. You need a place with good access to water, enough sunlight, and safe distance from pollution. If you already have a fish pond or a piece of land where you can dig one, that's a great start. The area should not flood easily, and the ground should hold water well. Step 2 is building or preparing the pond. The size of the pond depends on how many chickens and how many fish you want to raise. A small farm might start with a pond about 10 by 15 meters with a depth of around 1.5 to 2 meters. Make sure the pond can drain easily and that it has a way to let out extra rainwater. Once the pond is ready, you move to step 3, building the chicken coop. This is very important. The coop can either be built near or above the pond. If you prefer building above the pond, use strong poles. The floor should be made with wooden slats or wire mesh so the chicken droppings can fall directly into the pond. Make sure the coop has a roof to protect the chickens. Now comes step 4, stocking your pond with fish. You can choose local fish that grow well in your area. In many places, farmers choose tilapia, catfish, or common carp because they grow fast and can feed on natural pond food like plankton. Stock the pond with fingerlings, which are small baby fish. Your local hatchery or extension office can advise how many to stock based on your pond size. Step 5 is adding the chickens. You can raise layers for eggs or broilers for meat. It's up to your market and your goals. Start with a manageable number. For example, 50 to 100 chickens for a small pond. Make sure they're vaccinated and healthy before bringing them in. The system works best when you manage both animals carefully. Chickens need clean water and regular feed. Even though their waste feeds the fish, fish may also need some additional feed for faster growth, especially in early stages. Now that your integrated chicken and fish system is set up, let's go over how to manage it properly every day to keep both animals healthy and your system running smoothly. First, let's talk about daily chicken care. Every morning, check your chickens as early as possible. Make sure they're active, eating and drinking normally. Refill their feeders and water containers with fresh feed and clean water. Remove any leftover feed from the previous day to prevent mold or pests. Cleanliness is very important when raising chickens, whether the coop is built over the pond or beside it. Even though chicken droppings can can feed the fish, the coop itself must stay dry and hygienic. Some farmers prefer building the chicken coop beside the fish pond. That also works. In that case, you can collect the droppings and add small amounts to the pond as needed. The goal is to give the fish a steady, natural protein source without polluting the water. A good system to keep your coop clean is called the deep litter system. This uses a thick layer of wood shavings or dry plant material as bedding. Chicken droppings fall into the bedding and slowly break down over time. Now, the fish do not eat the wood shavings or bedding. What feeds the fish is the nitrogen-rich chicken droppings, which can be collected from the bedding. You can remove the waste-filled parts and carefully add it to the pond in small amounts. The nutrients support plankton and algae growth, which in turn feed the fish. So while the bedding helps control smell and reduce cleaning, the real value for fish is in the droppings, not the bedding itself. Vaccinations and deworming should be done on schedule. Don't skip these. Diseases can spread quickly in poultry. Now let's move to fish care. Fish don't need as much attention as chickens, but they do need regular monitoring. Observe the water color. It should be greenish, which shows good plankton growth. If the water becomes too dark, smelly, or muddy, you may need to change some of it. Never add full fresh water suddenly. Always add it slowly or mix it with pond water to avoid shocking the fish. You also need to observe fish behavior. During feeding times, fish should swim actively and eat well. If they're sluggish or floating strangely, it might mean poor water quality or disease. Also, if you notice dead fish, remove them immediately and investigate the cause. One key benefit of this system is that fish feed on natural plankton and the nutrients from chicken droppings. But you might still need to supplement with floating fish feed or kitchen scraps, especially in the early weeks. Feed the fish once or twice a day, but don't overfeed. Uneaten feed can rot and make the water dirty. Managing the balance of the system is very important. Too many chickens can make the pond water too dirty. Too few, and the fish won't get enough nutrients. A good rule is about 50 to 100 chickens for every 100 square meters of pond, depending on your fish stocking density. You should also monitor pond depth and water levels, especially in dry seasons. If the water level drops too low, the pond can overheat and stress the fish. Now let's talk about profits. The strength of this system is how both animals support each other and how you can make use of every part of your resources. Fish residue from processing, like heads, bones, and organs, can be dried and ground into fish meal. This fish meal is rich in protein and can be used to mix chicken feed. That lowers your feed costs because you're not relying only on expensive commercial feeds. On the other side, chicken waste falls into the pond and becomes food for the fish. It feeds plankton and other small organisms in the water, which the fish eat. This reduces how much fish feed you need to buy. In short, both animals benefit from each other. You spend less on feed and waste nothing. If managed well, this integrated system gives you more income than raising chickens or fish alone. You get income from chicken meat, eggs, and fish, 3 different products from one system. This also spreads your risk. If one part of the system faces a challenge, like a poultry disease or poor fish growth, the other part can still bring in money. Another challenge is market access. Make sure you know where and to whom you'll sell your chickens, eggs, and fish before harvesting. Having customers lined up, even local ones, can make your work more rewarding and your profits more predictable. Over time, you can expand your system. You can add more fish ponds, increase your number of chickens, or even raise ducks or grow vegetables around the pond using the nutrient-rich water. Many farmers also add composting units and grow their own feed to reduce costs even more. Integrated poultry fish farming is simple, low cost, and highly effective when managed carefully. It uses natural resources wisely, improves food production, and creates good income for small-scale farmers, especially in rural areas. If you can have constant access to clean water, you can start this system. But understand, water is one of the most limiting factors. Without enough water, fish won't survive, and the whole setup can fail. So before anything else, make sure you have a steady and reliable water source. It's the foundation of fish farming and the health of your birds too. Start small, learn as you go, improve your setup over time. You don't need to be perfect in the beginning. With dedication, daily care, and patience, this integrated system can give you a steady source of food and income for years to come. If you're serious about starting your own poultry farm, don't stop here. Watch the next video on your screen. It will guide you step by step on how to start a poultry farm with just 50 chickens. It's simple, affordable, and perfect for beginners like you. This channel is fully dedicated to teaching people, especially beginners, how to raise chickens the right way from day one to market. So if you're ready to learn more, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave your questions in the comments. I read everyone and always try to help. See you in the next video.